What's up? What's up? Ryan Long. Yo, what's up? We're in.
The boys in the building.
We just stumbled into a podcast.
Studio boys. Yeah, I was just walking around drunk, dude. I was flipping out and I was like, what's that, Colum? You're like, that's so crazy, dude. Our guest just canceled 1 second ago.
No, Louis CK's doing the rounds and he asked me, he's like, yo, can I come on? I need to promote something. And I was like, nah.
That's the thing.
Got my boys in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He goes, actually, Louis, you're locked in. Yo, is that Ryan? I was like, where am I?
Yeah, I just forgot. I left him outside. I just forgot about him. Louis is just he's ringing me. I turned my phone off.
I'm going to be moving in here, dude. If I ever get into trouble in my home situation, I could definitely move into this building.
Yeah, we were just saying this is a great crash pad if you love electronics.
Super sick. My building in Canada that we had 20 guys in. It was like every.
Oh, did you have a hype house?
No, it started like this, the same way you guys know how there's you guys are you garbage. Mm-hmm. That's how it starts.
Oh,
and then it infests, and then you tell the landlord like anytime a place opens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then eventually the condo developers tore it down, and then this weekend coming up, or the weekend after this one, is the like final party where they're doing a blowout, like punch through the walls.
What?
Just.
But this
keg
is,
stands.
It's so funny the way I'm imagining you. It's you and your boys. It's just chicks. It's like a frat house. It's just topless.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a frat house, but we've been there for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
So by the end, it was,
this is
started as more of a frat house.
Yeah, this is the most boring like place.
But you don't have enough people.
Yeah, this would come over.
And
dude,
you know
get
what
in
it is?
Here, dude.
No, this is what happens over time.
We need some sex appeal, not fucking H. Foley.
You're
like, I need to. We have a pizza party.
And you need young people. And then also, there was a few of guys where it's like I had a buddy who he makes a decent, like a pretty good amount of money. He has like a business where he kind of rents cameras or something, but like there's a few guys like him that do a lot of like bopping around, like, yo, want to go to lunch? Like, yo, you want to smoke? Yo, fucking.
Dude.
So there's a few people, and I've been that guy a few points in my life where I'm just like, I don't have that much to do. Kind of finish your work. You're like, what are you doing? Sitting at home? You go, you're just gonna bop around and bug people.
Dude, yeah, I thought when I moved in here, I thought every day would be like, I'll be in here during the day. I'm doing my little writing or whatever, and then it'll be at 5 o'clock.
There's too many. You don't have enough people.
Let's get some pints, and then I'd be texting.
Yeah, you sort of
downstairs, but then I was like, I've never once.
Never once. Well, you need a ringleader. You're not really like a make it happen guy.
No, I'm not.
And they're not make it happen guys either, right?
We follow the crowd. Yeah,
You're
absolutely. Yeah, we've all been vaccinated. We like real, just whatever you tell us, dude. Let's go. That's me.
Every little culture needs one person that's sort of way more concerned about the social gatherings.
Yeah. The guy who texts you goes, oh yeah, we're all hanging out on Friday.
We're going here. I've
never once said we're all going somewhere on Friday. It's always like, hey, would anyone like to see me sometime soon?
Yes.
And they're like, no, you
never do that. You're right.
No, I need to be like, we're all doing this.
I feel like every time
Saturday.
I've even hung out with you, I'm telling you like, yo, this is happening.
Yeah, I'm a useless friend.
Well, it's a certain quality. I'm in the middle. Sometimes I try to be that guy, but then I disappear from being that guy. I have a couple buddies that's their whole thing. Like, this is happening Thursday, this is happening Friday. And as you get older, it's like, you have a buddy that's like, yo, what are we up to tonight? And you, up to tonight?
What are you nuts?
Are you out of your mind? You're 35. What are we up to tonight? Well, what are you saying this weekend?
Yeah, and in other places, more like it's Friday night. We're all doing this on Friday,
Yeah,
but then in New York, it's like
stand up. Yeah,
there's no like, on Saturday we're all doing this. It's just like,
what are you doing?
It's either happening right now or I'll see you in a month.
Yeah.
It's like right now we can have a spontaneous. Let's get fucked up, go to a strip club thing. I've never been like, 2 Saturdays from now we're all gonna hang out.
Let's go to Mexico.
Yeah, we all just find ourselves at the stand.
But this is the necessary component for one of those. And then someone there that's like always trying to throw a party. Because what you need is, you need someone that's like, does it for network. Either someone that just loves to party, but ideally someone that loves to party and someone that loves to network. So someone that was in the industry, like we had a guy that was like a big, film producer guy that would always be throwing parties so we could get everyone here to, for his business. It was good for his business model.
I need to do that.
We all kind of do the same thing, right? There's no one that
who's the organizing guy.
You need a make it happen film guy. That's a thing.
And then you can apply.
But I lived in mine.
Send me a fucking reel of your parties. I don't care. Don't send me any of your work. Just let me see some of the girls you know.
Yeah.
And you can come rent the studio.
Have this studio, and then
I'll let you start off at the studio for free.
And they always switch around. Then maybe you get a bigger one. Then you bring in some party guys. You get to choose, right? As soon as they start opening up, you give it to someone. They're applying to you and they're saying, yo, I want to run my company. And you're just like, Yeah, are you going to throw parties?
Who's your coke guy? Do you have any coke guys that like? Give me your last 3 coke guys and let me ring them.
But I lived in mine. I lived in my studio for like probably 2 different parts.
Oh,
in between places, just lived there for a month. You've never done that yet, so you're sort of new to the game, living in studios.
Trust me, I've thought about everything. You know, as soon as my girl finally kicks me out, it's on like, you know, well, she's already paid my rent, so why would I live here? Whatever. Nah, it's like, well, it is the majority. But once I'm here, the only thing was like, you know, if someone's gonna walk in, I'm gonna have like fucking Mark Norman come in, and I'll have my underwear in the corner or something like that. And I'm like, no, let me just clean this place up. And
well, that's what I mean.
like
you're an amateur. You don't have that
ground.
Figured out. You need to get in the zone where you go to sleep, everything's there, and it's basically the way that you used to have to jerk off when you lived with your parents.
Oh,
whereas I could have someone walk into my office because everyone had keys to everyone else's office. Have them walk in, and by the time the door was open, I'd like.
Yeah, you're wearing one of those night hats for some reason. I'm doing a sketch called Guy Lives at the Studio.
Yeah, because someone would be there at 8 o'clock being like, oh, I just wanted to grab one of the labs from your room or one of your cameras or something like that. And I was just like, I'm just 7:30. I just sort of just good for my writing time. I woke up at 6 to leave to my office and get here at 7:30.
Oh, I just got here. You know, it's like Reese Martin.
Yeah, they come in. Oh, that was funny stuff.
Wow. Yay, an early risers who? Good to see.
No, you can never get caught in the act.
I'm gonna do a sketch where, or like, not a sketch, but like a YouTube video, almost like, you know, Mr. Beast or whatever, and it'll just be like, I tried to live in my studio for as long as I can without getting caught. But it's just me being homeless. Because can I live on the street for as long as I can and get some heroin?
Yeah. I'm gonna walk around the street and give people $5.
I'm gonna walk around the street all day, beg for $1 at Port Terminal, at Port Authority Terminal.
That is kind of what it is. The most I ever did was I did probably 3 months in where I just had my car was the only home base.
Oh yeah, nice. The car's nice. The car's a nice one just to go get
Big
around.
Caprice classic cop car style where it had no windshield wipers. So when it was snowing, I had a t-shirt around a thing t-shirt around a thing that I would wrap onto it. Crash this thing 9 times. It's in mayhem, right? And then I got kicked out of residence, and I would live in the Caprice classic in the parking lot. But then the security guard kicked me out of that parking lot, so he found a new parking lot. On Fridays and Saturdays, you try to pull the chicks for a place to live.
Yeah, remember that there was that video of that homeless guy who went viral?
Smashing.
This was about 12 years ago. There was like a homeless guy in New York City, and they did like a piece on him. It might have been Vice or whoever. See if you can Google that. Like, homeless guy picks up women.
Every night he would pick up a different girl.
Yeah. And he would stay with them for like 4 days. And all day, every day, all he would do was just walk around. He was a drug addict.
It's so funny, though, because it was this thing where it's this guy that, every night he pulled a different girl so he had a place to sleep. It's like, it sounds like just a girlfriend would probably be the easiest solution for this guy.
Yeah, just find one. But the problem is then he starts stealing from them, I guess. He's a heroin addict.
He's got to be on the run.
He ended up on Dr. Phil, I believe, at the end. They tried to save him. He's like,
that's how you start on Dr. Phil, and then you have an OnlyFans that makes $52 million, dude. That's the trajectory. That's the dream.
Get out there. Get that bread, ladies. Do it while you can. You know, there's a few girls saying homeless millennial survives by picking up women every night. Yeah, that was the guy, 2014.
I mean, that was me in college.
What? Just a homeless guy just walking around picking up girls at bars?
Well, I feel like
it's so funny. He's lying on the ground, he's begging for money, and then he's looking at the camera, and he's like turning around, going like that. If you can't get pussy in New York City, you're a fucking retard. There's 8 million women here.
It's probably harder now though with the apps. Like, he's living the old days. This guy would. This guy would do way worse showing up to bars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me get your number. Oh, I don't have a phone. Be like, yeah, okay, next.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's crusty, smelly. They Google him. He's like, I don't know my legal name. I go by Scarper. You know, it's like, I don't have a legal name.
Yeah, and then so you get in the thing where you find out he doesn't have a phone, and then he goes, well, if he does have a phone, then I'm not really that interested in like his homeless story. If he's like, he got a new iPhone 10, it's like, okay, you're just a guy that
he's just swiping on
You're just
Tinder.
a guy that's like partying.
Well, there's homeless, and then there's like the homeless that you did. You just
rock and roll.
Raging against the machine.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's like more of a fuck you, mom.
I just didn't want to spend crazy money in New York, so I like couch surfed for like while I was looking, and then the couch surf went from like a week turned into 6 weeks, and I was just like crashing on people's couches. My friends started going on vacations and stuff. I'd like at their
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
I slept I slept in a storage unit a couple of times. I had a storage unit that I'd go to every 4 days to change out the cycle of the clothes. And then like some nights I just show up at like 1 o'clock in the night, and then I just like lie down and like just sleep there for 5 hours. No one cares.
Did you ever have a moment of like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
I'm going back to Ireland.
But I get that every day anyway. Just like, what am I doing here?
What is this?
I look at New York and what the fuck am I doing? Like, I feel like sometimes I just feel like I woke up from a bender. I'm just like, oh God, I moved to New York.
What is this fake job we're trying to do out here?
But this is a joke, right? We're not actually doing this.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely. But I know you're not supposed to live in the building, but there was a fire here a couple of weeks ago. Everything was fine. Thanks very much,
People
guys.
do it though. It's like, they go, you're not supposed to live in all of these loft spaces that everyone lives in. But if you do, you can write it off. So there is a benefit.
Well, no, the buildings I think says like you cannot live here.
Yeah, I know.
But it's like I'm working. I work 24 hours a day. Hustle mentality, dude. Even when I'm telling you, I know it looks like I'm sleeping right now, but I'm actually dreaming. It's a brainstorming.
You go,
session.
yeah. It's like when a cop sleeps in the little room on the job because he's working so hard. Yeah. That's you got to pitch it on some Gary Vee shit. You go, dude, I have a place to live.
Yeah.
You don't know how to grind like I do. I'm going to be buying this building.
Elon Musk sleeps
You're
on the
lucky
floor.
I don't. Yeah, you go, Elon Musk is sleeping on the floor. Is he homeless too?
What are you doing? That's why you're a security guard. Yeah, get off me. Get off me.
That's why you're a security guard, because you don't have to sleep on the job. You don't put in the hours. Hustler mindset.
They said there was the fire was here, and some guy comes in and he walks in and says, "What's going on?" Like he comes in like just startled. He's an Asian guy, and they're like, "Oh, there's a fire upstairs," and he's like, "I gotta get in there." And then they were like, "No, it's fine. It's just the stuff. It's not too bad." He's like, "My family's in there."
So that's how they found out.
And I go, "Does people living in there?" And the security guy was like, "Yeah." I guess it's like one of those.
Dude, I know a ton of people that did that.
I'm sure it's an honor system. It's like you're not legally allowed to live there, but what's the definition of living? You know, I'm allowed to work.
Well, yeah, if you see someone, here's the thing. I remember even with like, if you're sleeping there, it's like if someone's working late and you're just like bobbing around in like essentially boxers, it gets a little suspicious.
I love the idea. You're walking to the bathroom with a towel over your shoulder.
Yeah. That's when it gets a little suspicious.
Catches you just underwear and flip flops.
Uh-huh.
Sheath underwear. Boys, do we have a good sponsor this week? Sorry to interrupt the show. Give me fucking 60 seconds of your time. I gotta tell you about Sheath underwear. I gotta tell you this. My nuts used to stink. I'm a stinky nutted boy. Surely everyone has smelly nuts. Not anymore. Sheath underwear is this brand new design of underwear where they have a special pouch and a special place for your cock, right? There's a pouch for your balls, place for your cock, a little bit of southern segregation, if you will. God, I'm buying them for the rest of my life. Bring back the segregation of the South is what I'm telling you. There's a way that this may be the first and last time they ever invest in this podcast. Listen, they sent me some Sheath underwear last week, right? And I came in here, and I'm not gonna lie, it came in a nice fancy box. There's like some super silky, comfortable underwear, and I came and I put them on in a hurry, and it has a pouch and another, and I put my Mickey out, but it was sticking out like a tongue, like a dog's tongue. My cock's sticking out the front through the hole, and then there's like a second pouch that it was like a bird's beak was dipping in some water. I swear to God, and I go, this is the dumbest fucking product I've ever had in my life. I go, what type of a pervert has his cock sticking out of his pants into this like little sort of a place, just like an elephant's trunk, just nibbling up some nuts, right? And I wore it. I kept my cock within the pants. They were within the boxers. My cock's in there, and it felt good. I was like, these are very comfortable. I'm going to wear them. I'm never putting my cock through this hole like that. I came in here, showed the boys. We're working on a sketch. I showed the boys in the booth. I go, look at the fucking how dumb these fucking stupid pants are. First thing they say is they're on backwards. I had them on inside out like an idiot. Holy moly, because I was about to come in here and sell you something I didn't believe in. I was going to tell you they're the best underwear I've ever worn in my life. Meanwhile, I'm telling these guys, what type of a sicko puts his cock through a fucking hole like this? I've never needed my dick to be rubbing against my jeans. It's like the opposite I need. But you know you don't get, because I've got my fucking foreskin, my cock is protected from the elements. Did you know that? Did you guys watching this right now? Us European, your ancestors, right? We never got the cut because we were just like, you know, we don't brutalize our children. That's not what we're doing out there. We respect little boys' cocks. We respect little boys' cocks so much. Our geniuses will carve like a fountain with a little boy's dick. We love our little boys' dicks. Over here, you're choppy. That's crazy. I don't know who started that. I believe it was the Jews. Don't let it spread anymore, all right? We're bringing back the foreskin. But the point is when your cock is hidden, it doesn't. It's like a house cat. Right? Whereas you guys with all your fucking cut skins, it's out there. You're like an alley cat. You got a scar and you walk down the street, you're going to fucking knife you. Right? So your cocks need this more than my cock. My cock already, he's in there. He's cute. He's cozy. He's like a girl on a period watching Downton Abbey. Your guy is like that guy from fucking Prison Break who's missing the arm or whatever. I'm getting all the shows mixed up. But the point is, your cocks are fucking rough and you need sheath underwear. That is smooth protection right there. I've been wearing them and they are awesome. And listen, being sponsored by an underwear company is a dream come true for me. They will not keep coming back to this podcast. The lights will not stay on unless you buy them. Be a man, buy your own underwear for the first time in your fucking life, and please, for the love of God, let's hope Sheath come back here after all of that stuff up top. If you want to buy some Sheath underwear, the promo code is Collie. Go to sheathunderwear.com and get the most comfortable underwear you've ever worn. If you use the promo code Collie, that's COLLIE, you'll also get 20% off your order. Go over there, buy them, wear the underwear, protect that health, finally give your cock the protection that it needs, that for some reason, your mother ripped from you as a child. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Talk about PTSD. Now is the chance for you to feel what it's like to be a full man. Get yourself some Sheath underwear, 20% off. Use the promo code Collie, COLLIE. That's sheathunderwear.com with the promo code Collie for 20% off. There will be a link in the description if you're listening or if you're watching, in the description below. Anyway, back to the show.
Is that the sponsor?
That was one of the sponsors for today's episode.
Love Sheath. I'm wearing them right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Me too.
I always wear them. I actually like the pouch for the ball.
Just the ball.
I would prefer if it was for one, yeah. I like to, even out with like one pouch and one ball and the other ball I'd like to sort of hangle free.
Yeah.
I pitched it to him. He wasn't really interested.
I asked him if he could make a mankini version. Like, just like so.
Have you seen this?
Like a wear
Me and
underneath.
Danny were just making fun of this, but there's this website that basically they're doing male lingerie. It's because everything has to be flipped.
Yeah.
So it was like, why should only guys buy lingerie for their girlfriends? And it was some dude that has like
just a lacy.
Oh, you're essentially buying them like an old school wrestling outfit.
Yeah. It's like or just like a Tim Dillon sketch. It's like this. It's funny when guys wear that shit. Like it's hilarious.
I know. Can you imagine you came home though and your chick bought you fucking lingerie?
There's no way.
With a stupid Irish flag on it.
Yeah, just some frilly shamrock type thing.
Little bottle of beer logo on it. You should be like, what are you doing? You go, yeah, you're right.
No, if she was into it, there's no way. I'd be doing the poke. I'd be staring them right down going, is this for real? Are you into this or are you trying to embarrass?
No, what is this you're doing right now? Well, that's the thing where people were all, there was so many people kind of trying to push articles and stuff like that, being like, everyone in New York's wearing dresses, right? And I was
there's a lot.
Yes, I know, but it's not everyone in New York's wearing dresses. It's the gay guys started wearing dresses. You know what I mean? They'll be like, oh, it's actually men are wearing dresses. It's like, well, no, because girls aren't going to fuck a dude in a dress, but gay guys will fuck anything.
Yeah.
The same reason that if they said, oh, girls are wearing mustaches, like if a girl was hot and she had a fake mustache on, you'd be like, yeah, this is stupid, but I'll still fuck you.
Of course, yeah.
Like gay guys are just like, yeah, even if they don't like the dress, it's like they'll still smash. It's dudes, right?
Yeah.
But girls, you can't show up on a date with a girl on a dress. So it's gay guys are wearing dresses
unless
now.
You're just really trying to. You're just alpha. You're so like I'm so straight that I can wear a dress and it doesn't bother me. Unless she's like you trick her brain. Peacocking.
You
I think I could dress like a transvestite
You think that
into
you
some
could,
pussy.
you just you break up with your chick, you're on the dating market, meet some girl, you go, hey, you want to meet up for a drink? You just show in, red dress, full thing, heels.
Harry Styles.
You know what?
I'm looking, I'm at the gala.
You think your confidence will be enough to be like,
I think
sometimes I wear dresses.
Yeah, I think she's just she's like, wow, what a rock star. Just like, like it's kind of like Kiss or whatever.
Well, but most of those guys were rock stars first. And you're right, it does help to wear a dress when you're on stage. And also it's sort of funny. That's why like the Harry Styles thing was he would wear a dress, right? And it was like, they'd kind of
been crushing pussy so much that,
Well, yeah, but also it was like, he's making some like statement or whatever.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't in a band or whatever you want to call what he does.
The best band.
If he wasn't like one of the most prolific rock stars of our generation.
Dude, he probably has had more women like masturbate to him than nearly like any other.
Really, and men, me and my dad.
Yeah, why not?
The other guy.
Bonding over the music.
This was the other guy in the band, and it's my favorite band. One of the One Direction guys, I guess, quit the band, and then he had some girlfriend, and they were doing some stuff, and then basically it came out he was like allegedly like hitting her and all this stuff. And all the fans basically took his side.
Yeah,
because like being like girls stan culture of a band is higher than like it's higher than anything.
It's insane.
Yeah. There's nothing that tops stan culture.
And then of course also, by the way, it was interesting because all the conservatives that I follow were also just like, told you it would be the brown one.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure it was the brown one. Zane, is it? Or
Do you
something?
think that when...
or maybe I made that up because I'm racist.
No, I think that's what it was. Malik or Zane or something.
But I'll tell you, so that guy, I know lots of people who know the guy. The Irish guy is, I can't remember his name, what the Irish guy name. But he's super famous.
Stupid Irish guy.
Aaron, Sean, Lee.
The guy from YouTube, Bono.
That was it, yeah. But I know a girl who, when he started up Twitter.
So the girls yell when he tries to have sex with them. Bono!
No. She goes, no. Did you say
Bono? I heard you say my name.
Bono needs Bono, yes.
That is.
Your Honor.
No, she's saying no, and he just keeps saying ba.
He goes
ba.
Lead singer, you too? Yes, the lead singer.
Yeah, I'm him.
I do have his accent, absolutely.
I'm him.
The Edge.
In the flesh and in your flesh as well.
But
you're right, Your Honor.
Doesn't it sound like Bono? But so she was the first guy, she was the first person this guy ever followed on Twitter, back before he was famous in Ireland. And then when he blew up and got super famous, she would get like death threats and stuff. Just random like women would just go, why the fuck is this guy following you? Why were you the first person? Did you break his heart? I'm gonna kill you. Like she was just like on a date that she had like thousands of followers. She was a nobody on Twitter at all, and she had like 12,000 followers.
They're crazy,
just
right?
Crazy One Directions. What 1D? I can't even remember what they're called, but they're nuts.
We'll give him 2 Ds.
Absolutely. I know someone who actually went to
tag team the dude because he's gay.
I know someone who went to one of their parties too when they're like, but that was like legit. Like you could only go by invite. You had to sign an NDA. Phones were gone.
Yeah, they're mental if they're not going to make you sign NDAs for those kind of things. Though.
Yes, Sony.
I have tons of friends that make people sign NDAs.
Yeah, Universal Music or whoever was looking at those guys and we're like, yeah, we're making fucking $1 billion a year off these guys. There's no way one of you sluts is going to rat them out. Right? Absolutely, sign over. So these guys are still just as wild, I think, or wild.
No, the people aren't as wild.
I think they are doing some crazy stuff, but they have.
I don't know. I know young people and stuff like that. I mean, no, it's not as wild because even like every band is like running basically they're all like pop stars now. So the bands used to be, you go make your albums and then go on tour and party. Now, I'm sure there's some rappers that do, but like they're all kind of running social media businesses now. So they're treated the same way that Britney Spears was. Not that One Direction's a band, but even bands,
I love these digs at them.
Well, they're pop stars. I don't think I call that a band.
No,
I mean, sorry to burst your bubble.
Well, it's a band to me.
I guess I'm going to change it. My favorite band isn't One Direction. Then it's back to Maroon 5.
Oh, you're coming out the Maroon now? Come on. All right, this interview's up. Get out of here.
I know, I do not think they're a band, but I'd say a lot of bands now kind of operate like pop stars and YouTubers. Same with comedians, everything. It's everyone's It's there's too much information out there to be wild the way that people used to be wild. Every generation has to get less wild. It's unfortunate.
But wouldn't it be cool if like to be a counter reaction to all that? Like there will be another Motley Crue, just some sort of.
Then they'll be in jail in 2 days.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah, there is those, and it doesn't end good for them.
They don't
very
last.
quickly.
They never make it out of Nebraska, right?
Dude, think about it in comics. Like, you know, there's no story about some comedian that does the Comedy Cellar that goes and pukes on stage and bombs every night and just gets in a fight once. You know what I mean?
I've never puked on stage, but I like the other parts.
Yeah, that stuff. I don't know. That stuff doesn't fly very good these days. It stinks.
Fucking, they gave women an outlet to express their opinions.
But
back in the day, only males.
Everything turned into a corporate gig.
Yeah,
it might swing a little back. You are right, but not going to swing completely.
Absolutely. Might swing some way for sure. Yeah, but there's got to be a counter culture-y thing. I feel like in 20, 30 years, because all the young kids now are like what? They're all like bi, trans, genderless, whatever. They're kids.
I just think they're all
kids.
All gay to me.
No,
It's all
it's all left-handed, bro. And then their kids though will just be like Aryan Brotherhood, nice, respectable, fucking, you know, I'm a man. My parents are days, and they are freaks.
I mean, imagine you had a dad.
Fuck you, moms. And then it's like, I'm not a vote Republican, and I'm going to poison some lakes.
That was shoving all that stuff down your throat where you come in and you go, no, it's, you know, like boys and girls, boys wear pink, and they send you to school in pink outfits. And, you know, the girl, they force her to have like a short haircut because, like, you know, we're a short haircut female family. Yeah, and whatever. All that nonsense. Yeah, I could see that going one of two ways. That you end up like I mean, it's like any cult, you know? You end up, or religious people or whatever.
Yeah.
Which way it could go one of two ways. But the idea where you go, I'm going to fucking run out there and like cause trouble and get in all that fights and stuff. I feel like that stuff very quickly gets public, especially if you have any sort of notoriety on your name.
Yeah, and people don't think it's cool.
Dude, you can be an actor that like got in 10 fist fights on a set these days. That guy existed.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was just firing at young actresses because they wouldn't put out. That was like just a guy who's like John Wayne going, get down off your horse and get the fuck out.
Some guy recently that they were saying, he was getting in fights. Fuck. It was some guy for some superhero movie who was, do you guys not know this one?
No.
What? He's supposed to be one of the new superhero guys.
Ezra Miller, the guy who's running around Hawaii.
He was supposed to be the Flash.
We were talking about him. Yeah, he's running around Hawaii just causing a ruckus.
Well, he was like he was basically non-binary or something, so he was kind of like a hero.
Yeah.
And then they're like, he's just running around Hawaii punching people.
Yeah, he's more like just.
But again,
he's like a silly gay guy flipping tables and slapping people, scratching them. He's not like he's not like cool and at a biker bar punching someone who for insulting
James Deaney.
He goes, did you just what did you call me? You know,
maybe you're right. Okay, well,
he's just like crazy running around and throwing sand in people's faces.
Then? Because what our arguing is I'm saying it's very hard to pull it off, and then you're saying no, it's not, but you can't really name a guy that's like that right now.
I'm agreeing with you. I was more hoping that it's not a
You're saying like this specific period doesn't have any, but maybe in the future.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a guy.
The future it's going to be even more. The bad boy is going to be like the guy that like, you know, got a hand job in the metaverse. Oh, like rock and roll. He did metaverse cocaine once.
Yeah, just running around slapping people in the metaverse, fucking up someone's fucking.
That's gonna be the worst era of rock stars is the metaverse rock stars.
Yeah, don't smash that guitar, dude.
Smashing a metaverse hotel room, getting billed $2 to your credit card.
There was a gang rape, wasn't there? Someone fucking came out.
Whoa! I thought we were having fun here.
I'm trying to fucking
don't confess on this podcast. You're gonna get
no.
That's why he's like, oh yeah, people don't party. Well, then explain to me.
Well, me and my boys took it too far one night. You see, I go on there.
Well, if I don't party, then explain this picture of me and my boys.
This will be the last podcast ever because I'm about to go ape shit, just running
just
around.
Just to prove that people are rock and roll.
Yeah, just go. 4 people were attacked at the Comedy Cellar.
You're the sort of man style rock and roll where it's like your rock and roll is I had 25 pints last night.
Yeah, I'll drink on a Tuesday morning, you know. Why? Because it's raining.
Yeah, you're like, did you cause any trouble? It's like, no, but like
No.
I ate 25 pints and yeah, well, stole one of the pint glasses. A little bit of a bad boy. Yeah, you're right. That's you. Fucking drank 9 pitchers of beer on a Tuesday.
Yeah, and then I'll go up to people's face. Go,
Pretty
"Woo!"
cool. Yeah. But you didn't punch any TVs or anything like a real man.
No, I didn't throw a TV out.
You didn't get kicked out of the bar.
Have you ever done that, throwing a TV out the hotel window? Like,
No, I've never done that.
probably cliche though, right? It's like I'd love to do it, but it feels like hacky, you know.
Throwing a TV out the thing is very that's hack in my opinion as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's
What we used to do a lot of is get a gang together, like a gang. A bunch of black guys and me, yeah. Or no, get like let's say you got 10 guys and a bunch of chicks, and then break into like abandoned places at night and then party there.
Oh, nice.
Grab 2-4 of fucking a beer and like some whatever, some other versions of alcohol, and then break into places. And that ended up a couple times in doing like nights in jail and trespassing misdemeanors.
Oh, nice, good stuff. I want to do fucking.
That's kind of cool, fun stuff to do. Yeah, but not even abandoned. Just like. Let's say like a city council
just broke
building.
into some woman's house with a knife and say, "Shh,
there's a lot
shut the fuck up. We're partying.
Yeah,
we're rock stars.
Have you heard of rock and roll?
Have you got MySpace? Because you're not in love."
You'll thank me when in 20 years you don't hear about people doing this anymore.
And we're a band. We're a real band, not like those fucking queefs in NSYNC, okay?
When you hear about One Direction, the biggest thing he did was beat his wife once. And you want to talk about real rock stars. There'd be a lot of, for example, there'd be things like buildings that are owned by the city that essentially like the lobby's always open.
Yeah.
But all the rooms are closed, but you can kind of walk in at any hours of the night. So something like that, walk in and then break into some of the empty rooms. Yeah. Because you can get in. Yeah. So something like that, for example. That's pretty cool. But not like straight up someone's house or store. Yeah. It would be more, let's say, like a mall that all the stores were closed, but you found a way to get in.
Just a government building where you're like, my taxes pay for this anyway.
And then you shred the gnar with skateboards on the rails in the middle of the night. Sorry, this is Tony Hawk I'm thinking of. But so we didn't do that for real.
You would skate up the walls. And
Dude, me and my friends, I'm telling you, when we were in grade 6, we'd break into the mall. You would skate on the ceiling and you got extra points. What do you mean points? There was something about points. I can't remember all of it.
I used to joyride. I'd steal a car and race against Mario down the street. And I would throw giant shells at him. Fucking just different childhoods, huh? Mm-hmm. I was on vacation with my friends and we were in a hotel room and I threw like a giant thing of water, like a water jug thing.
You're a bad boy.
It was high up too. It was high.
I
always think of it now and just like, what an idiot. Because I was just like, it was like, just do it. I said, fuck it. I just threw it out. And it was like the biggest fucking, because it was like fucking 20 stories up or something crazy.
And who did it land on?
Thank God it didn't. But sometimes now I still just go like, could you imagine if some poor cunt was just like walking this dog and got cracked with water and then I'm just in some Spanish
water.
It was a fucking big water bottle that you'd have for like almost.
I thought you just meant water, and I was
no, it was the plastic bottle that you would have on one of the like a giant gallon
jug. They're called
a jug
in America.
And they're called big water things in Europe. All right.
It's more poetic that way. People does seem like the dad that the kids were like, dude, we're gonna throw like jugs of milk on people walking by and shit. We got all this shit we're gonna throw at people, and the dad's like, listen, if you're gonna do pranks, that's fine, but you're gonna do it right with me, and we're gonna do water. This is us meeting in the middle for a fun prank. We're gonna throw a bucket of water on someone, and we call it a day. I would the jug of water on someone, that's how you get called with murder. There was someone that there was a girl that in Canada, she was throwing shit outside of her balcony and they were trying to put her like in jail for it because it went onto the highway and could have caused a big accident or whatever.
Just like litter? I
think it was like a mattress or something pretty big. Chair. It was a chair. She threw a chair off her balcony.
I thought it was like an M&M.
And it became the biggest
rapper.
news story. Type in chair girl, Toronto. It became the biggest news story. And
First
this
thing.
girl, they were trying to get her because she became like a villain, you know?
Oh, the chair girl.
Yeah, chair girl became like this privileged white girl that just thinks she can throw chairs out windows. Like that became kind of the narrative.
That's the thing. Kids just throw bricks at cars on the highway.
She was like
That's
a
what they do.
20-year-old party girl, you know.
Listen,
Probably does a lot of coke.
It's not murder either, because it's like, you know, that's just the look of the draw. If the brick lands on your car and you crash, that's kind of just the way. It's just like the look. That's the look of the draw.
That sounds like a lawyer that like took the gig, but he didn't think he could win it.
He goes, listen, how many times? Every time you leave the house, there's a chance you might crash. Be it a drunk driver or someone speeding.
No, he goes like this. He just falls over and he goes, see, I didn't die, but I could have. And that is the point I'm making.
He goes, if there was a snowstorm and you skidded out off the road and died, who would be blamed there? Isn't a mattress the same thing?
Who here is not dead? Okay. Now keep your hand up if you think you're never going to die. Your Honor, I rest my case.
You're right. In
a perfect world, no one dies.
Oh, we never found. Did we find chair girl? It's probably not there.
He picks up the chair. He picks up the chair, throws the chair a little bit. He goes, should I now be in jail? Should you now be in jail? Well, I guess lock us all up and throw away the key.
Your Honor, my client is 38 years old with her entire life ahead of her.
Yeah. Exhibit A. This bitch was very old.
She was poor. She was driving a Ford
Ladies and
Focus.
gentlemen of the jury, when this woman farts, dust comes out. I mean, is this the type of person that deserves to live? Chair girl. So she did go to jail. So she wished she had Colum, but she did not.
Yeah, absolutely. Marcella Zoya, yeah? Was it? Zoya? Who became infamous for a video where she is seen throwing a chair off a downtown
Drake put her in a
Toronto.
video, too, after.
Of course.
And people got mad at Drake for putting chair girl in the video.
That's like so gangster for Drake, too. It's just like, yo, here's the girl who threw the chair.
Yeah.
Drake's like, yo, look at that. I got the girl who throws chairs.
Well, you'd think when you chair girl is something that you'd call, you know, someone's girlfriend that's in a wheelchair. You know what I mean?
Chair girl?
Chair girl coming.
Chair it.
He goes, chair girl going to be there?
I honestly thought it was going to be someone who...
You ever banged a girl in a wheelchair?
No, I flipped her on the ground first. No, well, I left her in a wheelchair, you know what I'm saying? Big dick here, big boom.
She didn't show up in a wheelchair. She
Nah, left her in a wheelchair, fucking hit her on the head with a brick.
left her in a wheelchair, brain damage. I get violent.
Yeah, I suffocated her. Rohypnol, you know.
I get violent. Gave her a bad dose of fentanyl.
When you won't be walking straight for a week when you're with me, because I will be punching you in the back of the head.
No one leaves me.
Don't walk away. You can't walk away from me. No, I've never banged a girl I've never banged a girl that uses a wheelchair. Probably, I don't know. I guess the biggest handicap.
Irish.
Just fat, yeah, fat Irish.
Fat's a handicap.
Fat Irish is just you know, it's just
not
like
great.
It's just it's just a chunky American.
Yeah,
that's like a fat Irish woman is like just a, you know, chunky American. That's what
I've never.
It's like a large fries
probably.
in Europe.
There was one girl that was retarded.
What type? Inside or outside?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, well, inside doesn't count. How would you know? Like, how would you know?
Well, that's all girls. Am I right? I guess we get banging a retarded girl in the regular, come to think of it. It's called a girl.
Yeah, I'm seeing this one, the disabled girl. She actually lives with me. She actually pays my rent, actually. What a retard. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any real like.
I thought I had one, but I couldn't come up with it. In my mind, I was like, "Fuck!" I feel like there was something like a no leg or something. I'm drawing a blank here.
I'm thinking of a chick who had hairy armpits. Is that like
hairy armpits is no fun?
It's kind of fun. It's like so unique.
Not fun.
No, it's like I'm not into it. But
yeah,
it's like,
you are. You just admitted it.
No, that's the opposite. It's like something
you pull off a girl's shirt and she goes like that. You go, all right. I mean, it'll do.
Yeah, no, it's like eating,
I was kind of hoping for.
now it's like eating Cheetos or cheese puffs. It's like that's not nice.
You thought it was so gross.
It's disgusting.
so
But
filthy. Imagine she just had a dick too.
Oh, God.
Just so filthy, right? It's something new.
And a beard, maybe. Yeah,
Just a beard.
Now
You know
that-
what I mean?
yeah, ugh.
A job as a lumberjack. Just a
Yeah.
real treat.
Imagine
to
if
change things up.
Imagine if every time she hugged me, I felt safe. Oh,
Oh,
God,
that
no.
would be so hot.
Just that bird burn on the back of my neck.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, you know what I was laughing about? The idea that, because, the girls that don't shave their armpits, it's very kind of like, what? Why would that be a problem? Like, why would anyone even be a topic, right? But it was this girl, she had her armpit shaved, but she was walking around like this, like she had her hands behind her head.
Like she was lounging. In
Well,
the
she
pool?
wanted everyone to see it, right?
that she didn't have armpits.
Yeah, that she had hair on her armpits.
she had the
It's like
hair.
she wanted people to kind of. No, she wanted people to be like, look at it, so she could be like, what?
Yeah.
But I was saying that some of those like girls that are like looking for like fights over sexism is like the UFC guy walking around the bar like waiting for someone to bump him.
Yeah. just
He's walking around like just hoping to God someone bumps his beer so he can be like, what the fuck?
every time he drinks, he goes,
That's her kind of walking around like hairy legs, like weird looking outfit and haircut. Her arms up, sort of bumping into people, and then she'll be like, "Oh, that's
just like
sweaty, probably smells." You know what I mean? Blowing it in the wind. And then you
standing beside a fan, just so it goes across the whole room.
just cannot wait for someone to, look at her weird so she can get
all
into
her
it.
dance moves are like just that's doing something up here. She's just always up there. Absolutely, yeah.
Blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
Anyway, listen, if you're a girl with pits, I'll still bang you.
Yeah, Colum will still. He won't even be noticed. He's 25 pints deep.
Oh yeah, there you go. I'll be like this. I'll be one. I'll be like, why have you got 4 hairy armpits?
You got the one eye over the end.
Yeah, but
over
you ever bang a chick and like some shit fucking comes into play and it's like disgusting, but it's like kind of because you're doing it, you're just sort of already there. It's like it's like a
girls
stimulating
shit,
disgustingness.
though. Yeah, but
You never have shit in your dick?
What?
You ever fuck a girl in the ass and have shit in your dick? Do you ever get like bowling ball grip a girl like from behind, and then you pull it out and you got a little thing, so again you
bowling ball grip.
Well, that tum in. Get that tum in.
Obviously,
and then
there's gonna be shit involved sometimes.
Yeah, so then you just like rub it down the back of her spine.
Yeah, and then you rub it off. You just like rub it off on her dick.
The back of her balls. Yeah. So there's a real prank I'm playing on this guy. Rub his shit all over his dick. Oh yeah, he's gonna be so angry when he comes. Absolutely, we're not gay. We joke about being gay. We're not gay.
But yes, obviously there's been shit involved. But the worst one was.
But like,
dude, you've never been.
You don't be like, okay, gross, we're done, wash, we're over. Or would you just be like, all right, let's just incorporate this?
First of all, I'm like, okay, first of all, stop reading the newspaper while you're riding me, because that just never ends good. I would say no, that does not gross me out. I'm not a very big grossed out guy, but like there's a difference between like not being grossed out by things that like girls have and like I am grossed out by like a dude. Like I wouldn't be like
I get
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're saying a girl's shit is like during sex probably doesn't gross me out, but like if she dressed up like a guy and shit on me, I think it would like be grosser to me.
There is
like if she was wearing like a cowboy hat and had the like whatever like a fake beard.
Yeah.
Then I think the shit would be grosser to me. Even if it was like a smoking hot chick, there would be less.
Yeah,
gross.
but it's a smoking hot chick, and then she just has hairy armpits. You're just like, all right, this is kind of
I'm
kind of gross.
Kidding. I obviously like would do it, but I wouldn't be like. I wouldn't like it more.
What's the angle? What's the best position to not see the? You gotta kind of like. Because even from behind, there's a chance you're gonna see.
I guess you want to have their arms like you.
You want to get her.
You sort of hold her two arms maybe a little bit behind her, and then you put like the apple in her mouth situation.
Yeah, exactly. I think we have to do this together.
I'll tell you, I think it's more head through the glory holes where. You pull the sheet out. Your rabbi or whatever, whoever that is that does the sheet.
Yeah, just did then you get the mustache. Then you're like, fuck. We're now we're ending.
All just trick in the buck. You finish eating out a girl and you go out with a poo mustache. Ew, boy, is our name mud in our lip.
You had a very funny sketch came out today.
I thought you were gonna try to do. I thought you were gonna try to do like transition into that, being like, so you got some dates coming up.
No. So tell me, BetterHelp.
So
BetterHelp, quick, go.
So you mentioned your
go, BetterHelp, roll the ad. All right, gentlemen, the Colum Tyrrell Podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Therapy. If you remember last week's episode, go back and watch it. But I started my own therapy process last week. It's a journey. I signed up last week, and now I've already had a meeting this week. And boy, God, did it stir up some fucking feelings, I guess. It's something that I've always been putting off over the years. I always kind of thought it was like, you know, some hippy-dippy mumbo-jumbo bullshit. And turns out I needed it quite a bit. Turns out that you're not supposed to wake up and say, fuck! That's not a natural thing. I thought I was just like a man. I thought I was a manly man, just hating every minute of your life. There was like, we got to some weird things. I'm not going to go into crazy details, but there was like a conversation of like the pursuit of happiness or what makes you happy. And I was like, I don't know if I've ever been happy. I didn't know that was like a thing, you know. I honestly always thought like happiness was like, you know, like lifeboats, you know, it's like for women and children. So that's it. The rest of us are miserable, all right? But I signed up for BetterHelp, and I'm starting to get some therapy, and I've been talking about it, especially behind the Patreon, about the journey that I'm on. Visit BetterHelp.com/Collie, COLLIE. That's BetterHelp, HELP, and join over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced and professional therapist. I'm doing it right now. Follow my lead. I am a leader. We'll see what happens as we keep going. If you have any sort of issues, this is your opportunity to try fix them. Who knows what's going to happen, but you might as well try. If you're a big fat fuck, I recommend going to the gym. And if you're a guy who's constantly punching holes in drywall, your boy, maybe this is for you also. We are the equivalent of a fat woman. Is that who you want to be? Do you want to be the male version of a fat woman? No. No more crying when you're on your own and you're drunk. All right? This is the time to get this stuff fixed. Follow my lead. This is a special offer for all my listeners. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Collie, COLLIE. Hit me up, DM me, let me know if you do it. Let me see if it works. Let me see what happens on your end, because I'm doing it and it's weird and it's crazy and who knows if it's going to last, but I'm doing it every week and so far so good. I'm liking it. Let's hope that it doesn't really ruin my sense of humor. So that's betterhelp.com/Collie, COLLIE. There are links in the descriptions. Whether you're listening or watching on YouTube, click the links. Help me get some money while you also get your erectile dysfunction fixed because of whatever happened with your childhood with your mother. You're going to love it. Go over at betterhelp.com/Collie. All right, back to the show.
All right, anyway,
we're back
shit on the lip. So you mentioned your writing process.
I'm trying to mix it up, but
yeah, no,
you had a very good one. You had a very good one today. I guess they were trying to stop you. You're recording in Washington Square Park.
That was to me.
Or Union Square Park, sorry.
Yes. So I do one or two things or three things like a week sometimes. The sketch that I did.
The content king.
This sketch
churning
that
it out.
Released this morning.
No idea is not good enough to be made. Come on. The cutting room floor is bare.
Colum has mentioned 2 sketches here that will never be made. Might add those to my repertoire. Colum's the shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know, one day his sketches are going to start rolling in. I just wait till I get this studio. Well, the studio's not quite finished, but eventually these sketches.
This is funny. Every time we have a conversation at the stand or something funny, someone was like, oh, that's going to end up on a sketch, and then never does. I'm like, What was wrong with that?
What was wrong with my sketch idea?
It wasn't a sketch idea. We're just having fun.
99% of the sketch ideas people pitch you don't work because they're always there's just like the same as stand-up jokes. There's too much. There's always something missing. You're just like, that doesn't like work as a sketch. Like the funniness isn't funnier than the point you're trying to make, or that point that you're trying to make's been made a million times, or that like that genre spoof that you've made has been done a million times. Like most of the time, there's, in my opinion, people are just like missing how to do it. It's like just like an internal thing, you know?
Yeah.
They don't get the art. They don't get how to do it.
Yeah, it's yeah.
So they're just like shooting darts at a dartboard and they tell you stuff.
I've never done any sketch stuff at all.
No, but this wasn't a sketch you're talking about. It's on the street thing.
Yeah.
But it was back to my roots of trying to do something and getting kicked out of places. And then this guy came to my rescue. And it was, to me, I edited this last night and it was probably one of the most things that's made me laugh that I've done in months.
I thought it was great.
It was a good one, right?
So some guy they were like, you can't film here. And then he came to your defense going, get a permit. And you were just letting it go on.
I loved it because the guy, he didn't even like me. He was just like, eventually he was kind of like getting sick of me because I was bothering him. And then they go, hey, you can't film here. And the guy immediately flipped. He goes, he can film. He goes, at one point, I don't think it was in the thing, but he was like, well, I don't agree with what he's doing. I agree with his right to do it.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
You know, that one hurt. But
he's a constitutionalist. He's like, we fought a war for his ability. He goes, are you out of your mind? And he's yelling and screaming at the guy. And then I was like, yeah, dude, get him.
I had a fight one time.
I was editing that last night. And I was literally like, this rules. And I'm putting music behind what he was saying.
I had a fight at the stand one night. I was having a back and forth, and the show was not going well, and I was ruining the show. But I was having a back and forth with someone, and I couldn't get them to shut up. Mm-hmm. And then more people were defending them because I was too mean to the girl. Yeah. And then
Were you drunk?
No.
Okay.
No, but I was in the right. They wouldn't stop talking, and I literally gave them like 100 times. I go, just stop talking. And they were like, okay.
You got serious about it though.
No, it's just like, you're ruining the whole night. Yeah. Whatever. And then they were defending the girl because they were like, they're just trying to have fun. But then some sassy black woman saved the show. She came in, she went and she goes, shut the fuck up to both of them or whatever. She goes, I didn't pay in to hear your ass. And she goes, let's give the guy some respect. He's doing his best up there. That ain't easy. You know, it's like that. He's following a dream. That's hard what he's doing up there.
It was like a real funny though.
And I was like,
for her to finish that and everyone cheers and you go, thank you, and you go, give him some respect, and then you're like, so girls are bitches, huh?
Shut up, whore.
Yeah, you go. Anyways, my fucking whore wife was talking to me.
No, but the way she was like, he's doing his best. Yeah, and I was like,
that hurts,
yeah, that was like a. Okay.
Do you know what I hate when comics will say some version of, like this, this is, I'm just trying to do my dreams up here or whatever. Because I don't know. I just never saw comedy the way that those people see it. In my mind, like here's to be, I remember the most humiliating version of that is when people want to pass the bucket around. And I remember I was doing a show, and then right before I went on stage, the host was like, and these comics are like working really hard, pass the bucket around, and then passes a bucket around for people to like put change into while I'm on stage telling my jokes. And it was like, it's just so humiliating. Yeah. Cause I'm like, I don't know. I don't have that especially my whole stage persona is like, all right, I'll just leave. I don't want to fucking be like, I'm not going to put myself like, come on, like I'm just trying to live my dream here. Like that to me is just like, not ever how I fucking see this or think about this. It's like, I don't even think of the audience as I care about them. I'm just like, I'm here to work out jokes, and I don't see the audience as the game. I see them as the ball. Like, I need you here to work out jokes. And maybe on my tours it's different, you know what I mean? But like in the city, that's how I see it. So I hate that, like the comic that just like, hey, we're just these like losers that need this, and oh, you doing your little thing up there? That makes me feel like I'm just like, well, I don't want to do comedy anymore. You made it corny.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, even if it is following your dream, like I do, that's like, all right, this is my dream. I'm following.
Yeah, but you want to. It's like you play it cool though.
But it's also like, yeah, so what? Your dreams aren't that important.
Yeah, that's true.
No one gives a fuck about talking about your cum on stage as a dream. Like it's like such a low level fucking dream too. It's like I guess you want to be funny, I guess, but it's also an ego thing.
No, it's exactly what you said is how that's kind of like what I mean is I always see it as like, I think like I like comedy, but I was always kind of thought comedy was like low, right? So I didn't want to
look at the people who do it. It's like porn stars that can't get a gig anymore.
Yeah, it's a scummy thing.
Yeah, let me go talk about with my saggy tits.
So seeing it as like, just trying to. I always thought it was kind of almost something to be like ashamed of unless it like starts working out.
It's only good if you're in the Beacon Theatre. Anything lower than that is pathetic.
Well, it is
like,
true.
You're a grown man. Stop talking to these young ladies.
Anything you do once you're popular at it doesn't matter. But
yeah,
that's why.
Of course.
Anything that you do,
like the guy in Vegas who farts into the microphone.
Yeah.
What's his name again? The gas guy.
Dude,
he rules.
Think about magic though. Is like there anything more sad than being a magician? Until you're fucking Chris Angel, now it's just like you're a big movie, like you're a TV star, whatever you want to call it.
The guy got eaten by the tiger.
Anything's popular once you're,
once you're rich and successful, it doesn't matter what.
No, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But certain things are more painful, like especially when you're 14. We're talking about bands. When you're 14 in a band that's like not popular, that was still kind of cool. You know what I mean? Or skateboarding or whatever. Like, but as you get older, and that's why comedy is more of an older person's art form too. But like, if you're a fucking 40. Anything that you're not doing well is frowned upon highly by society.
I have so much respect for I've always had so much
women.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go to the feminist section. I've always had so much respect though for the older guys in comedy that it hasn't worked out for, but they've really committed. Because I was like, me and all my friends were all,
Depends on what you define hasn't worked out for it. Do they make a living?
Maybe. Like 29 grand a year type of a living, maybe.
Right, but then have like,
and it's, but they've really, because there's always going to be 20-year-olds trying to do comedy. But then once their 30s comes around, that's when they suddenly they see their friends getting like promotions at work and that they're getting married, and suddenly that's when the social pressures really hit you. You're not committed to it in your 20s.
Okay, but would you not say that there's some degree of that? I understand there's like some like killers in the rough that this guy's so great and never worked out. But like there is any other thing, you might just say, I guess this is like a hobby for you now.
No, I totally
good enough to be in the big leagues. Like if you think of some of these clubs like the NBA or whatever, like
I 100% believe that none of these guys are going to make it. No, none of them are making it, and none of them are good.
I don't know.
No. But I've always just had
can mean so many different things.
Of course,
like,
all right.
I mean, really, what do you mean by make it? It's like I don't know. For most people, it's like if you make a decent living doing it, then you're a professional. I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
I don't need to. There's lots of people that you go, yeah, this guy strung together a cool career, tells jokes for a living, makes $100,000 a year. It's like that's admirable.
That's good.
I don't know, make it. Maybe not gonna be a movie star, but whatever.
That's what I would. I just think even that's what I have
respect for anyone that's like strung together like a cool alternative life period. Like anyone where you go, they don't really have like a traditional job, but they actually kind of have enough money to do a decent life. Like to me, that's just cool, period.
Just a guy who lives in his studio.
Dude, my friend's there. It is true. It's like some of these guys, they develop this like half-ass business. Guy makes a couple $100,000 a year, does fucking dick all. It is kind of whether your goals might not to be that, but you're like, no one can say this guy's not kind of beating the game.
Oh, absolutely he is.
Like at the end of when you line everyone up and you go, effort in the life he lived, like this guy beat it. He beat the game.
Yeah.
Like if you think of life as like, how do I just not like, how do I get more than I put in or something?
Yeah. I guess the way I should have phrased it was like, I look at these people and I'm like, I hate my life. And I look at someone who's like 45. And
that guy didn't beat the game.
And they've got less than me. And I'm like, the fact that you didn't put a gun in your fucking mouth and just fucking end it all. And you still kind of talking about this.
But that person could have been the same anywhere else.
And you talk to them and they tell you, oh, I'm thinking about getting into clips. And you're like, hell yeah, dude, you fucking. Have you heard this one? I'm thinking of getting into clips. And you go, all right, okay, bro. Like, what are you applying? Would you fill out a form?
Oh, that's rough, dude.
Man, that's their big idea. I'm thinking of starting up a podcast. I think I'm getting into clips.
That is tough. Yeah. And you go, you're not even like close to like understanding what,
I was a retard 6 years ago and I was better than that.
Well, I think about a lot of times when people want to start talking about like hot button issues or whatever, but they know nothing. They'll be like, I want to start talking about like politics or whatever. And you're just like, and then you hear their opinions. You're like, I think you're better off with your jokes about sex, dude. You really fucking, you're just like exposing yourself. I don't know, it's so silly, but there a lot those people. If you're the guy that's like, you've been doing this for 25 years and you're making 30 grand a year, that's the type of person that probably would be doing that anywhere they went.
Any industry, you mean?
Yeah, if they worked at Target, they'd still be the cashier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they worked in a factory, they'd still be on the line. Like,
yeah, you do. You start to meet people and you start to see the common denominators when you just go, oh, you're just like a loser.
most of the people that are killing it,
It's not even talent.
you can put
It's
them
like,
anywhere.
It's
and
just
they'd
like
be
you're just sort
killing
of you're just sort of like a lazy loser and you don't even know. So after a while, you do just go like, listen, this is all the successful people are doing it this way, but you still feel for some reason your way is gonna be the one.
Yeah, but there's no point in dealing with anyone's copes, especially moving here. Well, it's like when I'm in Toronto, there is some element of like, there's people that I've known for a long time.
Yeah.
Like when I moved here, it's like, there's no one that I've known for a long time, so I can't listen to any of that nonsense in New York. You know what I mean? The
Getting
like
into clips, you go,
20
yeah, okay.
years in guy talking about how, well, I know that this is how everyone else is doing it, but I think I'm going to break the schism.
What if I just sit around waiting for my chance to come?
Yeah, some people.
Did that work last year? No.
Dude, some people talk about things where you go, I don't even think you understand how any of this works. They'll be like, so how does this work? Like your manager gets you all this stuff and you're like, I mean, you talk to your manager once a month and they still don't do anything. If you're lucky, that's probably if you're that's if you have one that gives a shit about you once a month if you're a good con and they still do nothing. He's like, that game is done changed. We're starting OnlyFans now. That you can make real money on OnlyFans, but I'm not going to be. I don't think I want to transition into porn. It's the one thing.
Transition to porn.
One thing lower than comedy.
Porn, no. Porn is where they go. Comedy's the safety net for porn.
I
That's
know.
the problem.
That is
Everyone.
so sad that they go, porn didn't work out, I'll be a comedian.
That's
You go,
what they
wait,
do.
that's not how this is supposed to work.
We're making fun of you out here. I've got a bit about how I don't want my daughter to be a sex worker.
I don't want it to go the other way where you go, this porn thing didn't work out. Oh, fuck, I guess I have to be a comedian.
That's pretty easy. What?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the girl.
Well, I don't know. Is there anyone that was a porn star that like is like great at comedy?
No.
No, I mean whatever. There's people,
Like-
but like
like big.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. The girl who was the Stormy Daniels did like it for a while.
That was she did the
More
equivalent of an appearance.
One woman showy type of thing, was it? A one woman show.
Yeah.
Just about blowing Donald Trump. What was her? I hope she did an impression.
What did that look like?
That'd be so funny to see her just do some fucking hacky 2015.
She comes down and
I've got a bad cock.
like
It's
an
the best cock.
orange spotlight comes on.
Cheeto face made came on my face.
She's throwing Cheeto dust in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one.
The one-man show, Cheeto the musical.
And then if you have like some
No, she's blowing him, and then she like pops up to the blowing like a fake Trump, and then she pops up to the audience, and she's got all the orange all over her.
Yeah.
That's what I picture. Yeah.
I think we just wrote her. Someone clip this, send this to Stormy. Let her know that she's just written herself a Broadway show.
It was a stormy night.
Oh, she does a little wink.
And then he goes, even this voice made me shudder. And then you hear, incredible show. And she goes, like she's scarred from it.
I want her to play every character. I want her to
She
be
probably
like,
has every
and then she
character.
runs across,
But they don't know-
like Waiting for Godot.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but in those shows, they don't actually change outfits. They just put on different hats.
Yeah.
It really is. She would have the wig, right?
She'd have to have the orange
So she
wig.
would have to be like playing both. Like she's like,
Yeah.
oh, and then she goes up and puts the Trump wig on, and she goes, yeah,
An NDA. You got to sign the NDA. What's an NDA?
That's what they do.
I said beforehand, no black guys. And you're like, no,
I think-
you don't. You don't know what an NDA is.
Oh yeah, you're gonna make my heart dick so big, and I'll make you so big. Yeah, I'm gonna be big. A big nothing. Dude.
She does a show tune.
Dude. They always do a bit of show tunes usually in those things. They all like smoking cigarettes. That's a big dramatic effect in one-person shows. You ever watch Fred Armisen did a one-person show sketch before Portlandia?
No.
Probably one of the funniest sketches ever if you're typing Fred
I love
Armisen
him.
one-man show. And he does all the things, and he's talking about, he has like a Southern guy, and then he's like, the biggest one is he met a guy that liked jazz or blues, and then eventually he goes, well, blues I don't know about no blues. I know rock and roll. I don't know no blues. And then he goes at the end, he goes, I never got to tell him that I'm a bit of a blues man too. And then he goes, well, people on the South are like, well, I'm a homophobe, right? And then there's a gay guy comes up and he goes, well, I ain't afraid of no faggot. I don't know, this wild stuff, right? It's one of the funniest sketches ever. And he does all the characters. And then the girls in the audience, it's only one person in the audience. And she's in the audience watching the whole time. And then she's like looking at her watch. Is this almost over? And he goes, just 4 more hats left.
Nah.
Dude, actors suck.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that is a scum job. Actors,
yeah.
Oh, you know, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about rough being a Canadian actor, 55, hoping you're going to book that Nokia commercial. Just fingers crossed. Yo, babe.
Hey, come down to Subway, eh?
Yeah, I know you wanted to go to this. You wanted to go to the cabin this weekend, but I gotta block off this 3 weeks because I might have a callback for this. I might have to block off because I might have this callback for the Cheerios silent on camera.
Yeah, the AT&T girl with the big cans is looking for some fat guy to play your boyfriend.
Yeah, that's a rough game.
Yeah.
Although I did book one big commercial that was pretty good cheese.
You booked the commercial in Canada?
Yeah, I mean like 85.
Is it on your page?
I don't have that shit on my like real page.
No, but it's out there.
Oh yeah,
Ari has his original stuff on his page somewhere.
I mean, I don't see why you would ever like post your fucking commercials you did. It was like, I mean, I see it as like you did it for money and it's crappy.
Yeah, but I think he also was just like, yo, here's that
But I was on
here's that
billboards
crappy
and
shit
stuff
I
because
did.
they turned it. I was, you know, actually this is the funniest part. So I mean, I've done a bunch of commercials. I was Stoli Vodka spokesperson for a second.
Ooh.
But one of the big things that I did was it was this thing in Canada called Mark's Work Warehouse, but it was a construction worker clothes. So I'm like carrying a toolbox and I'm leaning against like a truck.
You're just a blue collar guy, dude. You're just a blue collar guy in your jeans.
Dude, I was the blue collar guy, and they had billboards. So they had a billboard of me.
You're taking photos in your boots, like,
buddy.
whoa, look at me.
It was clothes for a man's man. I had it was work boots, gloves.
Whoa, you're picking up a hammer. Look at my wrench. And they're like,
No, literally on set, it's like, okay, let's get the hammer, and they're like, all right, you're holding it upside down.
You're spinning around your feet.
Yeah.
You pull out the tape.
Why
is it so fast?
All right, let's get some action shots of you hitting it. And they go, can we get less wrist?
Kapow! Kapoosh!
I know, they got hands me the hammer.
Yeah, you pulled it up, you went back. That's why these boots are so heavy, huh?
That was me.
I love that.
Legitimately, when I showed up, people were like, "This is our, this is the manly man."
Fellas?
No, but yeah, I made like fucking 90 grand, and they put it on billboards,
Wow.
and then they kept putting in magazines, and they kept just adding more things of me being the manly man.
Do you ever get recognized as the manly man?
At the time, no. Actually, I don't think so.
That'd be so
No,
funny.
I don't think anyone recognized me as the manly man.
And then you were like dancing somewhere or whatever. And they're like, you the manly man? You go,
I'm dancing somewhere.
you turn your cap around. It's like, just making fun of these pussies, you know. Hey, what is this? Drywall? All right, good to see you, babe.
Yeah, that's right here. What are we
Yeah.
What are we working with here, actually, I was just about to tell management the toilet's broken. If you want me to fix that, John, for you.
I was just saying to my friends about those beams. Yeah, beams.
Are you a
The
guy?
things.
Sheds are sick.
just talking to my friends how much I love sheds, you know.
me and my buddy were just shop talking sheds.
You know what it is.
Oh, sheds are so sick. Oh, what kind of shed do you have? She's like, I don't have a shed. I go, we live in downtown Toronto. I don't have a shed. I go, I can fix that for you. I go, tell you what, everyone good man needs a shed. And she goes, all right, you're probably not the manly man. I go, I'll see you later.
Yeah. I could look at you, put your hat backwards again.
All right, we tried it. But yeah, there's money to be made in that. But it's, I think it's you get 2 or 3 of those in your lifetime, and then 90% of them.
Oh, to be the
is not.
face, like the fucking whatever that. What's the deodorant? The MySpace, Manspace, Spice.
Well, nowadays you get kicked. Oh yeah,
Spice
yeah.
Roll, whatever.
Nowadays you get. Well, that's Terry Crews, right?
I thought it was a different black guy. But okay.
Wasn't Terry Crews the?
He might have been for a while, but there was a different one.
Yeah,
there's
been
a couple.
They keep changing them.
As far as I'm concerned, it was the same one.
Now they're coercing us into these comments.
Yeah, that's a trick, right?
That was they're
trying to trick you into being racist.
They're trying to cancel me.
No, that's the equivalent of you're at like a Mexican spot, and then the waiter comes out, and then they send his brother out, and you're like, yeah, we just talked, and he goes, wow.
Oh yeah. Or did you ever go to a massage parlor, and then afterwards you go to tip the girl, and you're like, wait. I'm not leaving the tip here. They're just all, you turn around, you walk in, there's one of them they massage you walk out, just 9 of them, and they're like doing a little fucking you go, I'm just gonna leave this money here and thank you.
I don't know if you guys pool or so if not, just give it whoever did
that's you go, should I give this to
shit. I go in there, I say, manly man coming through. It's like a manly man massage.
They're there and they're going, he know manly man.
You know manly man.
You can tell in their language. Manly man.
All right. I've done that. I've been the ladies man guy in a couple of commercials.
just absolutely.
No, like the girl that brings me home to her dad, and the dad's like, who's this guy? And I'm like, I'm cool, Mr. P, don't worry about me. Like it was when I had my long hair, like the guy that's bad news. I played the bad news guy boyfriend a few different times. That was a big role that I used to book.
Yeah.
Then I cut my hair. I didn't get the bad news boyfriend as much.
Bad news boyfriend?
Bad news boyfriend has long hair usually.
What?
Yeah.
She's pregnant? What is it?
No.
Oh, you bring the bad news?
No, like a girl.
You receive the bad news? Or you give the bad news? What's a bad news boyfriend?
A boyfriend who is that guy's bad news.
Oh, yeah. You're cheating, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the girl brings this guy home who looks like he, tattooed and.
Hey, Dad, I'm going out on my date.
The guy, the guy's against the motorcycle with the cigarette.
Just a dickhead.
Bad boy.
You have a real dickhead.
Trouble. The dickhead trouble boyfriend. That was my wheelhouse of roles.
Yeah.
And that and drug dealer. That's a lot of people.
You're a method actor, I guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely. put in the fucking the work. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got trapped in the act.
The deadbeat boyfriend.
Yeah, so that was yours?
I'd walk in and I go, the guy, before you speak, he goes, you're perfect.
You just went, sup sluts? And they go, yes. Not getting commercials is tough because then you got to see the commercial pop up and you just go, could have been me, the guy.
I don't think that. I see that and I'm just like, I hate that I have to go. I see it and I go, I'm not going to the next one. I used to skip like 1 in 3 auditions just because I'd be like, anything came up. It'd be like the equivalent of agreeing to do like someone you vaguely know for some weird favor when you were drunk, pretty crappy show up in the Bronx. That's how I think of commercial auditions. Yeah. Where I go,
you say yes.
If everything like works out, I will go to this audition. If I happen to have 3 free hours.
If I just happen to be in the Bronx.
If I happen
I'm wearing my construction gear.
Exactly. I'm wearing my gear.
But people
take it seriously too because they do all the stuff and they wear all the gear.
Yeah.
Like people will be like, you're going for an umpire role and the guy goes to the Salvation Army and buys a whole umpire outfit. You know what I mean? And then you show up and you're not taking it seriously. It's like you're going, so I'm not even going to get it.
Just some guy shows up as an emperor. He's like, wait, what?
Oh,
he goes,
I screwed up. Sorry, dude.
That's how funny. These guys just walk in.
Or
some sort of like Egyptian prince type thing.
Yeah.
Just like, is this an emperor?
Wrong one. Someone asks you show up as a ghost and you show up as a post would be another example of the calamity of errors.
Like a lamppost?
You show up as a lamppost.
Of course. I spent all night building my lamppost costume.
Okay, now you do one. You do one things that people can mix up.
Yeah, I had one where I was walking into a store before and I didn't get it. That was all it was. It's just you're walking into a store.
They go, you never learned to walk,
no,
Irishman?
They just
how they walk in Ireland?
They just go walk once or twice and they're like, all right, cool. And then I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, the whole time I was like, wait, do I not look like a guy who walked at the stores?
You don't know how to walk.
I'm not the type of guy they want walking into their store. That was about I was
screwing it up.
I was spitting. I kept putting my cigarette out and fucking standing on the ground. I just stood outside smoking, telling him, shouting at my girlfriend. Go, no, the top ones. The top ones.
You're leaving the fucking audition just like, fucking learn to walk, you piece of shit. No, actors are a fucking dorky bunch and acting stinks. And that, in my opinion, is the lowest of the low.
What about we're comedian actors? I
not-
played a handyman in your show.
Here's the thing: just because you act doesn't make you an actor. Although you suck one dick, you know. But no, I'm saying comedians that take roles in things. I don't say, "Oh, I'm an actor now." I'm still saying I'm a comedian.
Unless they stop, like Beetlejuice. What's his name?
Well, I mean, listen, if you want to say I stopped doing comedy and I'm taking acting classes and my identity starts, to me, it's all about what your identity is, right? Because that affects a lot of how you like interface with the world, right? Like when everything's about acting, it's like you always end up being a loser. You come from like working class, like, you know, it seems like working class Ireland
just
stuff.
Dumb.
You don't know what these like art school people are like the way that I do.
No, I don't. Never even got.
I've been in entertainment since I was
someone has to
15
clean
years
their
old.
windows, dude.
Yeah, I feel like I know these people.
Yeah,
like it's the less personality, the better. Anything that you have to say will just hurt you. So the more you can wipe yourself as a human being, the better you'll do in your career and at your job. So you just naturally, you know, gravitate personality-wise towards what helps you. That's just like incentives.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're just gonna keep doing acting as on your
Don't make
skits.
it your identity.
You're gonna keep doing your skits. What's it? But you do
sketch comedy. I still think it's like comedy.
Do you have any plans?
Like, if you think about like Norm Macdonald or someone that you'd probably think is cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
He played the same thing in every role. So does sort of Adam Sandler. Not to say they never don't, but it's
loads
like
Hannibal Buress is just Hannibal in every single.
There's two different types. There's actors that really consider this, and then there's leading men and comedians and people like, you know, most action star, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger played the same role every time. Like, do I consider, if you go, what's Arnold Schwarzenegger? I guess he is an actor, but do you think that like defines his personality?
He's a big guy.
So
he's a big, sexy guy. Right? That's his brand, right? Big, hot, sexy guy.
His brand lately has been like a scolding people on his YouTube channel guy. I don't know if you've seen.
I don't know, but I know he's doing the YouTube round. He's around fucking just hanging out with
he
Logan Paul.
He releases these videos kind of saying like, you know, if you don't want to put a mask on, like you're a girly man.
Yeah, you got to put your mask. Yeah, I saw him. He was like judging a slap fight competition with fucking Logan. Him and Logan Paul are like the announcers on it.
I didn't see
it's
that.
like a fucking Adam Sandler
slap
movie.
Fights, I don't. It's such a weird thing.
Just two fucking complete random.
Yeah, it's a
people.
weird little duo.
Yeah, and he's just like going, you're fire.
No, Arnold's gotten weird in his old age, and he's also looks weird too because he's just probably done so much like facelifts and fucking drugs and all that shit.
Yeah. Fucking legend. Top guy.
Weird looking face, hair lifts and everything, right?
Yeah. Look.
I mean, it probably looks younger.
He's done more in like a week. Than we hoped for our whole lives, nearly. Just in terms.
No,
of
I'm a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, but that doesn't mean that I like. I mean, there's lots of people that I'm big fans of that, like in their elder twilight years, they start doing really corny shit.
Yeah, you're just like out of the loop, right? You're just not even.
But I mean, you can leave the loop somewhat gracefully.
Just bow out slowly.
I don't know, or don't. I mean, but like if you're still in the loop, I think you get to be judged accordingly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, listen, if you retire from basketball, I mean, then no one's saying like, oh, look how good this guy at basketball. But if you're still on the fucking court playing, then you're gonna get judged. Yeah. So if you still want to be part of culture and you know you're not gonna bow out in any way, then and you make these like corny videos, I'm allowed to fucking talk about it too, right? You're right. I don't think there's some like. Some people bow out to like a legacy position. Like, you know, like David Letterman kind of left his day to day. So you're not judging him on like how funny and relevant and how good his takes are. But he does this sort of, you know, interview people every once in a while show, which is a good old guy that used to be the man position. Yeah.
I was defending his face. You think I was defending him as a corny guy. I was just saying his face isn't that bad for a guy that's achieved so much. That's all I was saying.
Why would that have anything to do with how much he's achieved, though, his face?
You
think your face gets work when you achieve more?
Yeah. Just being on TV, doing all those drugs, all that type of stuff.
I'm not saying he's done drugs. I'm saying it's done like weightlifting drugs. Like I'm saying that he probably is on testosterone. He probably does HGH, and all those things make your face look weird. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like. To me, that seems like a weird argument to me. Be like, yeah, he's done all these drugs. His face looks weird. And you're like, yeah, but like in 1945, he was like, it's irrelevant, right? Because his face looks objectively a certain amount of weird, regardless of how much he's done.
Even before, back in the day?
No, he back in the day, he was Mr. He was the Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Like they would literally, he won, Mr. Universe. And that was before the Universe guys got grotesque.
Yeah.
Like now they look like freaks, right?
Yeah.
Back when he did it, it was way more about symmetry and looking actually, like a big part about that.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man.
It was very big on like the proportions of the perfect man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So natural, they call that. Whereas now,
it's just about being like,
who's the biggest, who's the biggest freak. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
it's not about, because I think at some point, like Mr. Universe was like, what would a perfect man look like? That's kind of what it was. That was what that natural form looks like.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at them, it's like, who can look the most like a fucking cyborg alien? Can't jerk off to that shit.
It's tough. Yeah, they look like those weird prosthetic cows. You ever see a cow that's been gone through all the fucking steroid shit and they just have muscles on muscles? It's fucking insane. That's what we're
weird.
eating. Yeah.
Dude, Arnold was the man back in the day, though. He goes, he was the always example for me of someone that, because people are big on the idea of you need balance. Some people will be like, oh, you can't just work all the time or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, some people actually can. And you go, you might not like it. I think it's a lot of times a way for people to be like, hey, can you fucking calm down? It's making us look bad, right?
Yeah.
But, it doesn't mean you have to live your life like that, but some people want to. Arnold, he's been on record a lot of times talking about that period when he was the bodybuilder, when he was winning those. He goes, my mom, I had my competition in a couple of weeks, and my mom called me to tell me that my dad died and she wanted me to come back from a funeral, which was annoying because, how do you tell a woman whose husband just died that you're going to skip a funeral? And it was like, he referred to his dad as like a woman whose husband just died. And you're like, you mean your dad? And he goes, that's how much, he goes, this bodybuilding shit. And he goes, when I was training for bodybuilding, my car could get stolen and it wouldn't even affect me. And I've always felt like that's cool to have at least a bit of that where you go, yeah. Like if you're fucking super focused on something, someone could come and like, whatever, something happened where you like, your house gets broken into and you go, oh, who cares? I'm focusing on this shit right now. Go fix it or whatever. It cost me money, but.
Absolutely, yeah. And
it's a champion's mentality.
Just an absolute champion's mentality. And he applied that to everything.
Except for his face at 70. That's the only thing.
Or his marriage or his relationships with the people that are in his life.
You can only apply to it one thing at a time.
Of course. These bitches be slowing you down.
Yeah.
So if you want to achieve anything in life, you gotta cheat. All right, let's wrap it up. Is there anything particular you want to plug? I'm sure everybody here knows.
My out of wedlock son, also with Arnold Schwarzenegger's housekeeper. I've been sort of following him in his footsteps. She's like, why do you want to fuck me so bad? I'm just like, I'm just doing a thing right now. I'm trying to, I read his biography and I'm trying to do as he does.
On your wall it says, what would Arnold do? And you're just like trying to, way too literally.
You're just smashing this really gross, like now 90-year-old housekeeper.
Yeah, and you're getting work done even though you don't need it. You're talking with you're slurring your words.
But I got some dates coming up actually. Yeah, Tampa Bay, San Diego, Cincinnati, Columbus, and more that I can't remember.
They're the important ones.
I'm eventually going to Vancouver. And then the Boyscast with Ryan Long is the podcast, and new videos every Monday and sometimes more at youtube.com/Ryan Long Comedy and Ryan Long Comedy on all platforms.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
So all of the links for all of that stuff will be in the description below.
Nice.
Make sure you check that stuff out. Catch Ryan Long. I've fucking been on the road with you before. He's an absolute killer. Thank you so much for
Killers
coming.
in the building.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. I gotta get a fucking spot in this building, man.
This is it. This is the place to be. This is just, you can have a bed. You can have.
You guys are just a little far uptown. That's why I've actually stopped thinking about it because it was like not torturing me, but I was like going back and forth on it a lot.
Yeah, I was hoping that
I walked to my studio in like 7-8 minutes, and I'm just like.
You'll just have to move out here.
There was a point when I would Google the address to be like, okay, how far does it take at this time? You know?
Yeah, I texted you the address and you're like, I know it. You're like, I didn't even have to look.
Well, I know there was empty spots and it reminds me of the old thing I had in Toronto and it was like one of the sickest eras. But
all right, yeah, that's it. And also don't forget, check out those sponsors that we did today. Fucking buy their stuff so I can get paid. If you want to buy this
shirt at RyanLongStore.com.
Do that. Use the promo code Collie for 70% off. That's definitely a thing that we agreed on before this moment. That is contract. He just said yes. Please edit in him saying yes.
Just put the,
in post with his
definitely if you're just going to have to find that promo code slot and pop it in there.
All right. Thank you very much. Take it easy.
Woo! All right, I got to piss.
Yeah. You need the key?
Yeah, apparently, yes. Right?